Hello, good morning, students. Let us discuss on the today's topic, that is software process. First of all, I would like to explain you the characteristics of the software process model, which you can observe in the figure that is represented on the screen. So the software process is characterized as shown in the figure. It consists of framework and also the activities blocks related to the software processing. So first of all, let us discuss the common process framework. It is established by defining a small number of framework activities. The framework activities include several task sets, which include task, milestones, or sometimes represented as checkpoints, deliverables, and SQA points. SQA stands for Software Quality Assurance Points. So, the number of tasks in each set is the collection of software engineering work tasks, project milestones, and the work products related to the quality assurance. Coming to the framework of common process, it is established by number of activities that are performed within the region. Those are capable or applicable to all the software projects regardless of their size or complexity. Next, coming to the software quality assurance points. These enable the activities to be adapted to the characteristics of the software project and also the requirements that are defined in the project team. Finally, the umbrella activities. These are the activities that are performed in order to ensure software quality assurance, software configuration management, such as the compatibility of the system with the software is ensured, and the measurement. The measurement tools are applied in order to overlay the process model. These activities are independent of any framework activity, and the umbrella activities always occur throughout the process. Next, coming to the process maturity models. In the recent years, there has been a great emphasis on process maturity, and hence the SCI, abbreviated as Software Engineering Institute, has developed a comprehensive model predicated on the set of software engineering capabilities that would be representing several organizations based on the different levels of their maturity. The process is measured. In order to determine an organization's current state of process maturity, the SCI uses an assessment which results in 5-point grading scheme. The 5-point scheme determines a compatibility maturity model represented as CMM, which defines several activities based on which the requirement of different levels of process maturity is measured. This approach provides a measure of global effectiveness of the company's software engineering practices and establishes 5 process maturity levels, which are defined in the following manner. First of all, coming to the initial level, that is level 1. The software process is characterized as ad hoc and occasionally even chaotic. Chaotic is the term used whenever some disorder or disturbance occurs during the process. Few processes are defined, and those processes are successfully executed depending upon the individual's effort. If there is any confusion in the software process, then the unsuccessful project process is handled by other individuals in order to get it processed. Coming to the next level, that is repeatable. It is also known as level 2. Here, the basic project management processes are established in order to track schedule, cost, and functionality. The necessary process discipline is in place to repeat earlier successes on projects with similar applications. Further projects or processes are performed. Coming to the next level, that is third level. It is the level known as defined level. The software process for both management and engineering activities is standardized, documented, and also integrated into an organization wide software process. Here, all the projects use a documented and approved version of certain organization process in order to develop and support the software. This level includes all the characteristics defined for level 2. I hope you remember what level 2 represents. It is repeatable. Next, coming to the fourth level, that is managed level. Here, all the detailed measures of the software process and also the product quality are gathered. Both the software process and products are quantitatively understood and are controlled using those measures. This level includes all the characteristics defined for level 3, that is defined level. Next, coming to the last level, that is fifth level. It is an optimizing level. The continuous process improvement is enabled by quantitative feedback from the process and from testing innovative ideas and also several technologies for implementation. This level includes all the characteristics defined for level 4. Level 4, I hope you all remember, it is managed level. Hope you have understood all the 5 levels that are represented. Coming to the next subtopic, that is levels by CEI. The 5 levels defined by SEI were derived as consequence of evaluating responses that are undergone from the assessment questionnaire given by SEI based on the CMM. I hope you all remember what is the abbreviated form of CMM. It is Capability Matured Model. The results of the questionnaire are framed in such a way that single numeric grade is performed based on that, and it provides an indication of the organization's process maturity. The SEI has associated KPAs. Its KPAs stand for key process areas for every maturity level that we have already discussed in the previous topic. The KPAs describe those software engineering functionalities which include requirements of the particular software project, namely software project planning, etc. These engineering functions must be presented to satisfy good practice at a particular level. Each KPI is again described by identifying several characteristics. Those are discussed now. First characteristic is goal. The overall objective that the KPI must achieve is the goal of the software process. The next characteristic is commitment. Requirements must be gathered in such a way that they should be meet they should met the organization goal or provide proof of intent to comply with those goals. The next characteristic is ability. Those things that must be in place enable the organization to meet the commitments of the software process. The next characteristic is activities, the specific task required to achieve the KPA function. Whatever the activities we are performing under the software process must achieve the functionalities of key process areas. Next, coming to the other characteristic, that is methods for monitoring implementation. It is the way in which the activities are monitored so that they are put into place for the successful process of the project. Last characteristic is methods for verifying implementation. The manner in which proper practice for the key process areas can be verified such that we achieve the organizational goals. These are different levels of SEI. Next, coming to the process maturity level. There are 18 KPAs defined across the maturity model and are mapped into different levels of process maturity. The following KPAs should be achieved at each process maturity level. Process maturity level 2. It indicates all the key KPAs. Those are software configuration and subcontract management. We need to ensure the configuration of the software, such as the compatibility of the software and hardware issues related to process the software, and the subcontract management. If we want to fulfill our project, we need to depend on some other contractors in order to achieve our organization goals. Next, coming to the software quality assurance. For every software, we need to maintain quality standards so that our project is well known over the world. Next one is software project tracking and oversight. We need to keep track of the project while the software process is undergone, and we need to have a look on our software whenever it is under the process. Next, we need to have proper planning in order to build our project so that the successful organization goals are met. Requirements management. The every phase starts from requirements for a software to build. So for that reason, we need to have the requirements collected in a proper way, and we need to manage all those requirements for the successful of our project. Next, coming to the process maturity level 3. It includes peer reviews. Every time the software process is built, we need to have certain meetings related to that software to improve the quality. Intergroup coordination. As we all know that software is built within the group of teams, there must be the communication or coordination between those teams. Software product engineering. This I hope you all know about the engineering approach that will be following in our software product. We need to next integrate the software so that the integration of the software is managed well to reach the company needs. Next, training programs must be conducted for the software engineers so that they can update their technical skills as well as logical skills in developing the software product. Organization process definition. So why we are starting the process of software and what is the goal of the organization must be defined clearly, and there should be a focus on organizational process. The process undergone in organization must be every time focused so that the successful completion of the software is developed. Next, coming to the process maturity level 4, it includes software quality management as we have discussed, and the quantitative process management where we measure how many softwares are performed in the given period of time in order to reach the successful completion of the software project. We need to manage all the software process undergoing in a period of time. The next process maturity level is 5. It includes process change management. Whenever we need to change the process undergone in the software, we need to identify the key areas where it should be changed. Next, coming to the in technology change management. If we need to update the software technologies or technical skills related to the technology, if we want to perform our software that is related to the latest technologies, then we need to change the technological aspects. If we have the proper communication or skill area related to technical aspect, then we can manage the software process. And last but not the least, defect prevention. We can always identify the defects that are present in the software process, and we should be capable to prevent such defects in the forthcoming software process model so that our time is managed in an effective way. And hence I conclude that each of the APIs defined by a set of key practices that contribute only for the purpose of satisfying the organizational goals. The key practices are policies, procedures, and activities that must occur before a key process area instituted with the organization. The SCI defines key indicators as those key practices or components of key practices offer the greatest insight into whether the goal of a key process area have been achieved or not. Assessment questions are designed to identify the existence or adequacy of a key indicator. Hence, everyone have understood all the software processes that are involved using the CMM model and defined by SCIs. If you have any sort of queries, you can feel free to ask me, and thank you for listening